There is no better feeling than getting so lost in a book that you completely forget that anything else around you exists. Hi again, everybody. My name is Oscar, and today we are going to be looking at some horror books that you should spend your time reading this winter. If short reads are your thing, then 19 Claws and a Black Bird will be just the pick for you. This one is by Agustina Bazterrica, which I hope I didn't mispronounce, who also wrote Tender as the Flesh. Another short read that could be good for you is What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. This one is a retelling of Edgar Allan Poe's The Fall of the House of Usher, so one that you could be familiar with already. And then lastly, Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke by Eric LaRocca, which we actually covered a long time ago. So if you want a more in-depth video about it, go check out that old one. If you want something fun, light, and able to be read pretty much in one sitting, Man Fuck This House by Brian Asman is a hilarious mixture of a bunch of different genres: haunted house, weird child. It's got everything going on and really, really funny lines. Hide by Kiersten is a fun survival horror that pits a lot of young Gen Z millennial age people in an abandoned amusement park, and they have to find ways to survive. Recently, I heard from this young author named Zachary Ayers, and he sent me 2 books. Both are really short, both are really easy to read, and are good horror stories for those interested in horror stories. Sometimes we find comfort in the things that we're already familiar with, so when we have that, I like to go to book versions of movies that I've watched. So for example, Robert Bloch's Psycho, which is the inspiration for the 1960 classic Psycho. Ring, which is one of my favorite Japanese horror movies, but not quite as good as Audition by Ryo Murukami. Both books are phenomenal. Both books are really fun reads and are genuinely haunting and terrifying. A little bit ago, we talked about fucked up horror books, and we talked about something known as extreme horror or splatterpunk. If you're looking for something in the splatterpunk genre, Aaron Beauregard is your man. I personally am a big fan of Playground. I just started reading Through the Eyes of Desperation, both really twisted, fucked up stories filled with a lot of over-the-top violence and incredibly descriptive writing that might make you barf. I would have to say Stephen Graham Jones is one of my favorites, and that's in big part because of this trilogy called the Indian Lake Trilogy. A lot of his work focuses on indigenous stories, indigenous folks, and My Heart is a Chainsaw drew me into the story and into the world that he created, and I have not been able to let go. I'm currently part of the way through the final book in this trilogy, so don't leave any spoilers in the comments. But now that you got a reading list, now that you've got more than enough time to go check them out, go read these books. If there's any that we left out, please leave a comment below. And as always, stay scary. My panel.